Imagine discovering a coin in your drawer that could change your entire financial future. A coin so rare, so valuable, that collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just to own it. You might already have it without even knowing. This is not a fantasy. It's the real story of the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Quarter. One of these rare pieces has recently been valued at up to $759,000, let that number sink in. That's more than most people's mortgage. More than many earn in a decade. And yes, it might be sitting quietly in your home right now, but here's the catch: millions of people have no idea what to look for. Most toss it aside as just another quarter. Could you be missing out on a life-changing opportunity? Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this hidden treasure. And you'll understand why time is running out to act. Let's rewind to 1976. America was celebrating 200 years of independence. To honor the bicentennial, the U.S. Mint released a special edition quarter, dated 1776 to 1976, with a unique drummer boy design on the back. It was patriotic, it was historic, and most people never thought it would be valuable. But over time, certain versions of this coin have become some of the most sought after in the numismatic world, especially the ones minted in Denver. That's where the D-Mint mark comes in. Now, here's the twist. Not all D-Mint quarters are valuable. Only specific ones, with rare features and near-perfect conditions, are the real gold mines. And one of them was recently appraised at over $759,000. Surprised? You should be. Let's break down exactly what makes this coin so special, and how you can tell if you own one. First, check the obverse side of the coin. That's the front. You'll see the familiar face of George Washington. Now look closely beneath the date. If you spot a small letter D, you have a Denver minted quarter. Now for the important part: condition. Coins in uncirculated, mint state condition are incredibly rare. They've never been used in daily transactions. No scratches, no signs of wear. Just sharp, flawless detail. But even more valuable are coins with specific minting errors. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, and misaligned images. These flaws, created during production, are what turn a 25-cent coin into a six-figure payday. There's also the silver-clad variant. Most 1976 quarters are made of copper and nickel. But a small number were struck in a 40% silver composition. These are highly collectible. Combine silver composition with a D-Mint mark and a mint error, and you've got something extremely valuable. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you really looked at your change? Here's a thought. How many times have you used a quarter to buy a parking ticket or a vending machine snack, never realizing you might have just spent your chance at early retirement? Feels like highway robbery now, doesn't it? Collectors and dealers across the country are actively searching for these coins. Auction houses are listing them. Private buyers are making offers. And every day, the demand is growing. But here's the urgency. As more of these rare coins are found and sold, the chances of uncovering another go down. Supply is shrinking. And with every sale, the value climbs higher. If you wait too long, you risk missing the window entirely. So what should you do? First, grab a magnifying glass. Inspect every 1776 to 1976 D quarter you have. Check the date, the condition, the mint mark. Look for errors. Look for silver tone. If you're unsure, take it to a professional appraiser or coin dealer. They can guide you. Then, take action. List it with a trusted coin auction. Join collector groups. Reach out to dealers. This is your opportunity to turn a forgotten piece of change into real wealth. But here's the final twist: there are still undiscovered coins out there, coins that could beat even the $759,000 mark. The market is hungry, and the next great find could be yours. Will you be the one who lets it slip away? Or will you be the one who seizes the moment? The clock is ticking, and your next step could define your financial future. Start searching. Start now, because in the world of rare coins, the smallest discoveries can lead to the biggest fortunes. Want to know what other coins could be hiding in your pocket worth thousands? Then stay tuned, because in our next video, we're revealing the top 5 penny coins that could make you a millionaire. Make sure you don't miss it. Your fortune could be one coin away. It sounds unreal, right? But today, thousands of Americans are unknowingly sitting on a fortune, and it all starts with a 1965 Washington Quarter. No mint mark. No shine. Nothing fancy. Just a worn coin worth up to $755,000. Imagine what that kind of money could do for you: pay off your mortgage, retire early, or finally take that dream vacation. But here's the twist: only a select few of these coins hold that value. And if you don't know what to look for, you could miss out entirely. Let's uncover the full story behind the 1965 no mint mark quarter, the coin that's quietly turning everyday Americans into sudden millionaires. In 1965, the United States Mint made a major change. After years of producing silver quarters, they shifted to a copper-nickel clad composition. Why? Because silver had become too expensive. The government feared a coin shortage, and they had to act fast. That year, over 1.8 billion quarters were struck. All of them, intentionally, had no mint mark. To the untrained eye, the 1965 quarter is just another coin in your change jar. But numismatists, professional coin experts, know that buried among those billions are a few rare mistakes. Here's where it gets exciting. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets left over from 1964. These transitional error coins are the hidden gems, and they are worth a small fortune. But that's not the only thing that makes a 1965 quarter valuable: condition, strike quality, and errors, such as double dies and off-center strikes, can skyrocket a coin's value in today's collector market. Let's talk numbers. A standard 1965 clad quarter in average condition. It might fetch you 25 cents, but a rare silver transitional error, especially in near-perfect condition, has sold for as much as $755,000 at auction. One such example stunned collectors when it surfaced at heritage auctions. The coin, nearly flawless and struck on a leftover silver blank, turned a coin jar curiosity into a life-changing payout. So what should you be looking for? Here are the telltale signs. First, weight. A clad 1965 quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver one, closer to 6.25 grams. Grab a precise scale. That fraction of a gram could change your life. Second, color. Silver quarters lack the distinct copper edge of clad coins. If yours looks uniformly silver, you may be holding something special. Third, sound. Yes, sound. Drop a silver quarter and it rings like a bell. A clad coin sounds duller. This old-school trick has helped collectors make shocking discoveries. Lastly, errors. Double strikes, misalignments, and strong die doubling can all raise a coin's worth. One misprint can mean thousands more in value. Still think that old pocket change isn't worth your time? Think again. That if you suspect you have a valuable 1965 quarter, do not clean it, do not polish it, and do not toss it back into circulation. Handle it carefully by the edges and place it in a protective holder. Your next step is professional appraisal. Reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify the coin's authenticity and condition. That small step could multiply your quarter's value tenfold. From there, you're ready to approach auction houses, coin dealers, or even sell directly to collectors hungry for rare finds. Just imagine, something you've ignored for years sitting in a drawer, could fund your dream lifestyle. Still not convinced this happens to real people? Here's the cliffhanger. Next week, we'll share the story of a retired mechanic from Ohio who discovered a silver 1965 quarter while rolling coins with his granddaughter. The result? A six-figure payday and a life he never thought possible. But until then, look again at your quarters. What you find might change everything. The time to search is now. Because while most people will overlook these coins, you now know what to look for, and knowledge is money. Yes, a 1981 Washington quarter, the kind you may have spent without a second thought, has sold for as much as $752,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth. These coins are hiding in plain sight, and millions of Americans have no idea what they're holding onto. Imagine accidentally spending your fortune at a vending machine. That's not just a bad dream, it's a daily reality for those who never check their change. So before you toss another coin into the tip jar, stop. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot the 1981 quarter that could change your life. Let's begin your journey toward a wealthier lifestyle, starting with just one coin. The year 1981 was not known for producing rare coins, or so we thought. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 600 million quarters that year. So, how could one be worth nearly $1 million? That's the twist. Among this ocean of coins, a tiny handful were struck with rare errors, unusual die varieties, and near-perfect conditions that make them treasures for collectors. Let's talk about condition first. A regular 1981 quarter in poor shape might fetch you 25 cents. But one graded as MS 67 or higher, meaning it has virtually no scratches and a stunning luster, can explode in value. In fact, one pristine 1981 quarter, preserved in near-flawless state, sold for a jaw-dropping $752,000 at a high-profile auction, but condition isn't the only factor. Some 1981 quarters were struck with misaligned dies, double dies, or weak strikes, all rare minting errors that send collectors into bidding wars. One such error coin, despite being decades old, looked freshly minted. It had razor-sharp details, a brilliant shine, and the unmistakable mint mark, all elements that turned it from pocket change into a financial miracle. Now, let's pause for a moment. When was the last time you actually examined your change? Not just glanced at it, I mean really looked at the date, the mint mark, the shine. Most people never do. That's exactly why these valuable coins continue to slip through unnoticed, and that is your opportunity. Let's switch gears for a second. Did you know more people in America throw away coins than collect them? Some even vacuum them up by mistake. Meanwhile, others are using those same forgotten coins to fund retirements, buy new homes, or pay off lifelong debts. Funny how fortune sometimes hides in the dustiest corners of our lives. Now, back to the story. The market for rare US coins is hotter than ever. Collectors, investors, even hedge funds are actively hunting for high-value quarters like the 1981 Every day, the window of opportunity narrows. Every month, another rare coin disappears into a private collection, gone from public hands, never to resurface again. So how do you make sure you don't miss out? First, start checking your pocket change, old jars, forgotten coin albums. Look for the date 1981 and the mint mark, usually found just beside Washington's ponytail. Second, examine the coin's condition. Is it shiny? Free from wear? Does it look freshly minted despite its age? And finally, if you find one that looks promising, don't guess. Submit it for professional grading. Because without the right certification, your coin's true value will remain invisible, just like the fortune it holds. Still skeptical? Think about this. If someone handed you a sealed envelope and said, inside is either a quarter or $750,000, would you open it? That's what the 1981 quarter is, a mystery waiting to be solved. And the only thing standing between you and that breakthrough is action. That you've just learned the truth about one of the most unexpected treasures in American pockets. But what if I told you there are at least 5 other quarters from the 1980s alone that are worth 6 figures, or more? That's what we're covering in the next video. Quarters that look ordinary, but could hold extraordinary value. Are you really going to ignore your change again, or will you be the one who turns a forgotten coin into the wealth you've always dreamed of? The choice is yours, and time is ticking. Yes, a 1993 quarter with a tiny P mark on it, something you may have passed over 100 times, is now one of the most sought-after coins in the collector's world. You might be sitting on a life-changing opportunity and not even know it, but here's the catch. These rare coins are disappearing from circulation fast, and the people who know their value are quietly cashing in, while the rest are left wondering what they missed. Let me ask you this: when was the last time you looked at the change in your pocket? Really looked? Because today, I'm going to show you why that 1993 quarter could be the financial breakthrough you've been waiting for. This isn't a fantasy. This is happening right now. So grab your coins, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and how to sell it for the kind of money that could transform your future. Let's go back to 1993. Bill Clinton had just taken office, gasoline was barely over $1 a gallon, and millions of shiny new quarters were minted in Philadelphia, marked with a small P, just above the date. Most people, it was just another coin, but among those millions, something rare, something extraordinary, was created. Now here's where it gets exciting. Some of these 1993 P quarters were struck with unusual errors that we're talking about: double die obverse, off-center strikes, and a few that were minted on the wrong metal planchets, mistakes so rare they've fetched jaw-dropping prices at auction. One specific 1993 P quarter recently made headlines after being valued at up to $749,000 due to its pristine condition and a combination of ultra-rare minting errors. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $750,000 for one coin. Still think checking your spare change is a waste of time? Now, let's talk about the details that make a 1993 P quarter valuable. First, the condition. Grading matters. A quarter that's been well preserved, no scratches, no discoloration, and a strong strike, can be worth hundreds, but a coin in mint state condition, graded MS 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can fetch thousands. Second, the mint errors. Look for doubling on the words, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty." Search for off-center strikes, especially those that still display a full date. Even minor die cracks or planchet flaws can skyrocket a coin's value in the eyes of the right collector. And third, rarity. The reason this coin can hit nearly $750,000 isn't just the error, it's the combination of flawless condition, scarcity, and collector demand. But wait, why are people willing to pay so much? It's because rare coins are no longer just collectibles, that they've become investments. In a world of volatile stocks and unpredictable real estate, rare coins offer stability and long-term growth, and unlike gold or silver, rare coins carry stories, history, emotion. They're tangible pieces of the past that people will pay fortunes to own. Imagine holding a piece of metal in your hand and realizing it's worth more than your car or your house. Imagine the joy of pulling a 1993 P quarter out of an old jar and discovering it's the financial key to early retirement, travel, or helping your family live the life they deserve. Now think about the fear of throwing that same coin away because you never knew that. That's the real danger. Not that these coins are rare, but that they're sitting in junk drawers, being used in vending machines, and getting lost in couch cushions. Collectors are hunting. Dealers are bidding. And every day that passes, another opportunity slips away. So here's what you need to do today: start checking your quarters. Look for that P mint mark from 1993. Inspect it carefully under good light. That if you spot anything unusual, doubling, striking flaws, or if it just looks unusually sharp and new, set it aside. Then get it evaluated by a professional grading service. It's a small investment that could turn your coin into a six-figure payday. And if you're wondering where to sell it, there are auction houses, trusted dealers, and even online platforms where rare coins are bought and sold every single day. But here's a word of warning: never rush. If your coin is valuable, it deserves to be handled right. Get expert advice. Know your worth, because this isn't just about a coin. It's about a once-in-a-lifetime chance. It's about rewriting your story. So the next time someone hands you a quarter, pause, check the date, look for that P. Because it might just be your golden ticket, hiding in plain sight. And here's the twist: there are even more coins like this one. Coins from the 1980s, early 2000s, and even some from recent years that are selling for thousands right now. Should we explore them next? You decide, but for now, take action. Because the 1993 P quarter might be rare, but your chance to cash in is even rarer. Right now, in homes and pockets across America, an ordinary-looking quarter from 1995 is changing lives. Yes, a 25-cent coin. But not just any quarter. The 1995 D Washington quarter. It might be sitting in a drawer, lost in a jar of change, or even tucked away in your glove box. And here's the shocker: this coin has recently sold for as much as $744,000. Let that sink in. One coin. Less than an ounce. Worth more than most people make in a decade. You're about to find out why. But first, ask yourself, what if you've already spent it without ever knowing? Stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn exactly what makes the 1995 D quarter so valuable, how to identify a rare one, and the simple steps you can take right now to potentially unlock a life-changing windfall. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. Let's rewind to 1995. The Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters that year, over 1.1 billion, to be exact. So why would one be worth a fortune? It's because of what experts call the anomaly effect. When something rare happens during the minting process, like a misalignment, a double die, or a minting flaw, it creates a small batch of coins that are dramatically different from the rest. Collectors and investors call these error coins. And in the case of the 1995 D quarter, some rare specimens exhibit striking features, double strikes, misprints, or pristine condition with full details that remain untouched even decades later, and here's where it gets exciting. One 1995 D quarter with extraordinary quality, graded MS-68 by professional coin grading services, recently fetched a staggering $744,000 at auction. That's no myth. That's market reality. Think quarters are only for vending machines and parking meters? Think again, imagine slipping one into a parking meter today and unknowingly giving away enough money to buy a beach house. Funny, yes. But it happens more often than you think. So how do you know if your 1995 D quarter is one of the rare gems? Start with the basics. Flip the coin and look for the D mint mark, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Next, examine the surface. Is the strike sharp? Are the details crisp, especially in the hair and the eagle's feathers? Now here's where the value skyrockets. If your coin has no scratches, no circulation wear, and a mirror-like finish, it might qualify as a mint state coin. MS-65 and higher grades are extremely rare, and extremely valuable, and then there are the true anomalies. Off-center strikes, doubling of letters or numbers, or misaligned dies can make even an average coin a collector's dream. If you see anything odd, anything different, that could be your golden ticket, but don't get too comfortable. Because while these coins exist, most people never notice them. They pass through cash registers, coin jars, and bank deposits every single day, undetected. And here's the tragedy: millions of Americans have unknowingly spent small fortunes over the years. Don't let that be your story. You're not just watching this video to learn. You're here because you believe there's more out there for you, more freedom, more opportunity, and yes, maybe even more wealth sitting right under your nose. So here's what you need to do tonight: go through every quarter you have. Look for that D mint mark from 1995. Examine each one under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass if you can, and if you find something special, don't hesitate, get it graded. Even average condition coins from this year can sell for hundreds of dollars. But the rarest? They can change your life forever. Coin collecting isn't just for hobbyists anymore. It's a movement. A chance to tap into hidden value most people overlook. And before you go, here's a twist: the 1995 D quarter isn't the only one turning heads. There's another coin from the 90s that recently shocked the market, and it's even more common than this one. We'll cover that in the next video. But for now, the real question is, could you already be holding your fortune in the palm of your hand? The only way to find out is to look. This is not just about coins. This is about recognizing hidden value, seizing opportunities, and turning everyday objects into extraordinary possibilities. Imagine holding a simple 1998 Washington quarter with a tiny P mint mark, and realizing it's worth up to $740,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. This isn't some collector's fantasy. It's a real opportunity hidden in plain sight. People across the country are discovering rare coins tucked away in old drawers, forgotten coin jars, and inherited boxes, and cashing in big. But here's the real kicker: most people miss it. They overlook these rare coins and unknowingly throw away their fortune. So now the question is, are you about to make the same mistake? Or will you discover the secret of the 1998 P quarter that could change your financial life forever? Stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover what makes this quarter so valuable, how to spot it, and why the window to profit from it might be closing faster than you think. Let's rewind to 1998. The United States Mint produced over 896 million quarters at the Philadelphia facility, each marked with a subtle P on the obverse side. With such high mintage, you'd assume there's nothing special about this coin. But here's where it gets interesting: among those millions, a few rare quarters emerged, struck with errors so unique and dramatic that collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands for them. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, and ultra-high-grade mint state conditions that appear flawless even under magnification. These are not your everyday coins. These are investment-grade rarities. Now, here's a surprising twist. A verified 1998 P quarter in pristine condition, graded MS 68 by professional grading services, has sold for as high as $740,000. Think about that for a second. One coin. Less than an ounce of copper-nickel alloy. Nearly $750,000. Still think your pocket change is worthless? Now, you might be wondering, what should you look for? How can you tell if your quarter is the jackpot? First, inspect the coin's surface. Look for any doubling in the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." That could signal a double die. Second, observe the edges. A perfectly centered, sharp strike increases value, but any off-center stamping could make it even more rare and desirable to collectors. And here's a detail most people miss: the luster. A coin with full original mint luster and no visible scratches stands a much higher chance of hitting that six-figure value. At this point, you might be thinking, but Afsu, I don't have grading equipment. How can I know if I've got something valuable? That's the beauty of it. You don't need to be a numismatist. You just need a little knowledge and the willingness to look closely at the coins you already have, because while most people are blindly spending their old quarters at gas stations and vending machines, a few smart individuals are turning theirs into luxury cars, vacation homes, and early retirement. Which side do you want to be on? Now here comes the most urgent part. The rare coin market is heating up. Prices are climbing, competition is increasing, and collectors are more aggressive than ever. That means the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to cash in. Right now, someone out there is holding a 1998 P quarter worth hundreds of thousands, and they don't even know it. It could be the guy ahead of you in line at the grocery store. It could be sitting in your glove box. It could be resting in your change jar, silently waiting to be discovered. So here's what you need to do next. As soon as this video ends, check every 1998 quarter you own. Look for that small P mint mark. Examine it carefully. If the coin appears flawless, store it safely and immediately consider getting it professionally graded. And here's a pro tip: keep an eye out for error coins. If the date or lettering looks doubled, or if the coin is misaligned, don't dismiss it. That could be the difference between a 25-cent coin and a life-changing payout. You've just unlocked a secret most Americans will never hear about. But secrets mean nothing if you don't act on them. Remember this: fortune doesn't favor the passive. It rewards the curious, the bold, and the informed. You've got the information. You've got the motivation. Now it's your move. Could the next great coin discovery be hiding in your own home? There's only one way to find out. But right now, in homes across America, people are unknowingly holding onto a 2021 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia mint mark, a coin that has sold for as much as $731,000. Yes, you heard that right. Over $700,000, for a coin you could have spent on a coffee. Before you dismiss this as another coin collector's fantasy, ask yourself this: what if that rare coin is already sitting in your drawer? What if your everyday change is hiding the key to a new lifestyle, one you thought was out of reach? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is so valuable, and how you can turn a simple quarter into a six-figure payday. But you need to watch closely, because one tiny detail could mean the difference between a 25-cent coin and financial freedom. So stay with me, because the clues are coming fast. Let's rewind the clock. The year is 2021. The U.S. Mint releases the final coin in the America the Beautiful Quarter series, a tribute to the Tuskegee Airmen, the first African-American military aviators in U.S. history. It's a beautiful coin with deep historical value. But what makes it extraordinary is a small letter beneath the words, "In God We Trust," the letter P, for the Philadelphia Mint. Now here's where it gets exciting. Not all quarters minted in 2021 are valuable. But some Philadelphia minted quarters, under extremely rare conditions, contain errors and characteristics that make them worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, to collectors. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, and pristine, untouched surfaces known as mint state grades. One coin, graded MS 67 by a top certification authority, recently shook the numismatic world when it crossed auction blocks for over $730,000. That's not speculation. That's a recorded sale. Still think coins can't change your life? Now, you might be wondering, how does someone even find one of these rare quarters? Believe it or not, they're not just sitting in museums or hidden away by wealthy collectors. These coins have turned up in rolls from banks, inside vending machines, and in pocket change after a trip to the gas station. Surprised? You should be. Because this isn't just about coin collecting anymore, it's about knowing what others don't, spotting value where others see spare change, and here's a surprising fact: most people who had one of these quarters in their hands, spent it. Gone. Lost forever. Because they didn't know what to look for. Will you be one of them? Or will you be the one who turns a coin into a life-changing moment? Let's get specific. To identify a valuable 2021 P. Washington quarter, look for the following. First, the mint mark. You must see the letter P. No mint mark means it came from Philadelphia too, but verified quarters with the visible P are the ones commanding top dollar at auctions. Second, the condition. This cannot be overstated. Coins must be in near-perfect condition, no scratches, no signs of circulation, and a mirror-like finish. These are the coins graded MS 65 or higher. Third, check for rare errors. A double die obverse, where elements like George Washington's face or the words appear slightly doubled, is one of the key indicators. These are rare, but if you spot one, you're in business. Also watch for off-center strikes, die cracks, and any abnormal markings that weren't part of the original design. These errors are like golden tickets for collectors who are constantly chasing one-of-a-kind pieces. Still with me? Because here's the real opportunity. Right now, collectors are actively looking to buy these coins. You don't have to be an expert. You don't need a massive collection. You just need one coin, and the courage to take action. Imagine paying off your mortgage, upgrading your car, traveling the world, starting the business you've always dreamed about, all from a single quarter. But here's the truth. These chances don't wait around. The market is moving. The best coins are being scooped up by savvy sellers who recognize the signs early. The question is, are you going to be one of them? Take out your change jar. Go through that forgotten coin roll. And check every 2021 quarter with a P mint mark like your life depends on it, because it just might. Because while others ignore their change, you'll see it for what it really is, a hidden treasure. Still think 25 cents can't change your life? Think again. In the next video, I'll show you another modern quarter that's even easier to find, and might already be in your wallet. But it's got a twist so shocking, even seasoned collectors miss it. So don't miss what's coming next. Your financial breakthrough could be one coin away. Stay curious. Stay prepared. And never underestimate the power of pocket change. This is Numismatic Daily, unlocking the wealth hidden in your everyday coins.